What if the BMF finale isn't just about power moves, but about survival and the cost that comes with it? Episode 10 is set to bring together every betrayal, every rivalry, and every risky decision Meech and Terry have made this season. The pressure is at its highest, and the stakes couldn't be deadlier. Fans are buzzing about who will rise, who will fall, and which shocking death could change the game forever. This finale isn't just another episode. It's the turning point that will shape the future of the BMF empire. Season 4 has been a wild ride, and now everything is leading into a finale where no one feels safe. Let's break down exactly how we got here. Meech has been fighting to expand in Atlanta, trying to grow the empire beyond Detroit, but every move he makes comes with new enemies. We've seen him go head-to-head with rivals who don't take kindly to outsiders stepping on their turf. And while Meech wants to rise higher, each power move has left him more exposed, not just to his rivals, but also to the feds who have been watching closer than ever. His ambition has been the driving force of the season, but in the finale, ambition could be the very thing that puts him in danger. Meanwhile, Terry has been torn between family life and the streets. Throughout this season, we've seen him struggle with being a father and partner, while still being locked into the drug game. With Meech, that tension has only grown stronger with each episode, especially as Terry starts to see the risks piling up. His loyalty to Meech is still strong, but the question that keeps coming back is how much longer can Terry hold on to both sides of his life without one destroying the other? This inner conflict is key heading into episode 10 because it's not just about money or power anymore. It's about survival and the future of his family. Episode 9 left us with cliffhangers that have everyone on edge. The walls are closing in from all directions. Rivals are looking for blood. The police are tightening their grip, and the trust inside BMF itself is cracking. Every conversation now feels like it could be a setup, and every alliance looks like it could collapse at any second. This is the perfect storm for a finale that promises betrayal, heartbreak, and possibly a brutal ending for a fan-favorite character. As we head into the last episode, all the storylines are colliding at once. Meech's Atlanta hustle, Terry's family struggles, the rivals' thirst for revenge, and law enforcement's relentless pursuit are all crossing paths. The finale is going to answer questions we've been asking all season, but it will also leave us with even bigger ones that set the stage for Season 5, because in BMF, no victory ever comes without sacrifice. And Episode 10 is about to remind us just how high the price can be. Asterisk if the finale of BMF Season 4 is going to shock us. It won't just be through gunfire or police raids, it will be through betrayal, heartbreak, and the kind of losses that shake the foundation of everything Meech and Terry have built. The truth is, Episode 10 feels like the moment when the story has no choice but to deliver a major death. The writers have been building tension with so many characters all season long that the only way to close it is with a loss that feels both painful and unforgettable. The question is, who is most at risk, and what does their death mean for the future of BMF? One of the strongest possibilities is that a close ally could meet their end. Think about it. The rivals have been circling, the feds are moving in, and trust within the crew is thinner than ever. In stories like this, it's often not the biggest star that falls, but someone who has been close enough to the brothers to make their death cut deep. Losing a loyal friend or a trusted soldier would leave Meech and Terry vulnerable, forcing them to question whether anyone around them can truly be trusted. And in a show built on power, loyalty, and betrayal, that kind of emotional blow can be just as devastating as a police raid. There's also the lingering question of whether one of the rivals will meet their end. In the finale we've watched power struggles play out all season, especially in Atlanta where Meech has been making moves that step on dangerous toes. A rival gang leader getting taken out in episode 10 would send a clear message heading into Season 5 that Meech is willing to cross every line to secure his empire. But as fans know, killing an enemy doesn't end the war. It only sparks bigger one. A shocking rival death could set up an even more dangerous threat for the future, showing that the cycle of violence in BMF never truly ends, but perhaps the biggest and boldest prediction is that a family member could be caught in the crossfire. BMF has always walked the line between family and the streets, and the finale may be the time when those two worlds collide in the most heartbreaking way. A family loss would not only push Meech and Terry into new emotional territory, but it would also remind us that the game always demands a price. For Terry especially, a personal loss could finally force him to choose between his family life and his empire, creating the kind of painful inner conflict that defines his character. And then there's the possibility of betrayal. Could someone inside the crew flip on Meech and Terry? The feds are desperate, rivals are ruthless, and money can turn anyone's loyalty into weakness. If episode 10 reveals that someone close has been feeding information to the law, the fallout would be massive. A betrayal like that would make the finale unforgettable, because it wouldn't just be about losing someone they'd be losing. Trust. And without trust, BMF can't survive. So when we talk about shocking deaths in episode 10, it's not just about the action. It's about the meaning behind it. Every potential loss carries a ripple effect. The emotional weight it leaves on the brothers, the vulnerability it exposes in the crew, and the way it sets up a darker, more dangerous season 5. Because if there's one thing we know about BMF, it's that the story never pulls its punches. And the finale is going to prove that once again by taking away someone we never thought we'd lose, asterisk, when we look at the season 4 finale. The spotlight doesn't just fall on shocking deaths or betrayals, it shines directly on Meech and Terry, and how their choices will define the future of BMF. The brothers have always been united by blood and ambition, but as episode 10 approaches, we're watching them stand at a crossroads. Their bond is being tested like never before, and the finale is set to push both of them into situations where their decisions carry life-changing consequences. The big question isn't just whether they'll survive the storm, but whether they'll survive it together. Let's start with Meech. His storyline in season 4 has been fueled by ambition. He's chasing expansion in Atlanta, determined to take BMF beyond Detroit and build a name that echoes across the nation. But every step forward has come with new enemies, new risks, and new betrayals. In episode 10, Meech may face the ultimate test of leadership, choosing between protecting his family and crew or making a ruthless move that secures power at any cost. His hunger for greatness has always been his strength, but it's also his biggest weakness. The finale could be the moment where ambition threatens to consume him, forcing him to realize that the higher he climbs, the more dangerous the fall becomes. Terry's path, on the other hand, has been marked by a conflict between loyalty and responsibility. He's torn between being a father, a partner, and a brother in the Empire. That tug of war has been clear all season, but in the finale, it may explode into a decision that changes everything. Does Terry keep standing by Meech in the drug game, or does he finally step away for the sake of his family? That choice could divide the brothers in ways we've never seen before. And while Terry has often been the more grounded and cautious of the two, the finale might push him to make a bold move, one that either saves Meech or leaves him standing alone. What makes this even more powerful is the way their stories mirror each other. Meech is chasing the dream of empire at any cost, while Terry is haunted by the reality of what that empire takes away. One brother sees opportunity, the other sees consequences. And in episode 10, we may see that divide widen. Their unity has always been their greatest weapon, but the finale could show us the cracks, how ambition and responsibility pull them in opposite directions. That tension doesn't just set the stage for shocking drama. It also sets up season 5 as the point where we might see the brothers' bond tested beyond repair. Another key angle to watch is how their enemies and allies respond to these choices. If Meech doubles down on his empire building in Atlanta, he risks isolating himself from those closest to him, including Terry. If Terry takes a step back, rivals may see it as weakness, making the entire crew vulnerable. Episode 10 could show how every decision creates a ripple effect, forcing both brothers to deal with consequences they can't control. This is where the finale gets its true power. It's not just about what happens, but how those choices reshape the entire foundation of BMF. By the end of episode 10, we may see Meech standing taller than ever, but surrounded by enemies. We may see Terry protecting his family but losing his place by his brother's side. Or we may see both of them dragged into a storm so dangerous that neither can walk away without scars. Whatever happens, one thing is certain: the finale will make clear that the brothers are no longer invincible. Their arcs are moving toward bigger sacrifices, harder choices, and the kind of emotional drama that keeps fans hooked. And as the story transitions into Season 5, the question we'll all be asking is, how long can Meech and Terry's bond hold before it finally breaks? Asterisk, the Season 4 finale isn't just about closing doors, it's about opening new ones. And Episode 10 is clearly being built to set up the next chapter of BMF. Every storyline, every rivalry, and every decision Meech and Terry make is leading towards Season 5, and the finale will give us a taste of what's coming. The question now is not just who survives, but what the survivors will be facing when the dust settles. If BMF has taught us anything, it's that the moment you think you're on top is the same moment the world tries to knock you down. That's exactly the energy the finale will carry into the next season. One of the biggest things Episode 10 may do is show us where Meech is headed. He has been pushing hard to expand beyond Detroit, carving a path in Atlanta and looking toward bigger horizons. The finale could end with a powerful message. Meech isn't just thinking local anymore, he's thinking national, maybe even international. That kind of ambition sets up Season 5 as a story about empire building on a whole new scale. But with bigger dreams come bigger enemies. If Meech cements his place in Atlanta by the end of the finale, we might see Season 5 introduce new rivals, with far more power and reach than anything BMF has faced before. The road to greatness is paved with danger, and Meech may find himself in battles that make past struggles look small in comparison. Terry's setup for Season 5 could be very different. If the finale pushes him to make a choice between his family and the Empire, we could see a version of Terry who tries to pull back, at least temporarily. But walking away from BMF isn't simple. The streets don't let you leave clean, and neither does Meech. Terry may find himself dragged deeper into conflicts he wanted to escape, or worse, he could end up being used as a weakness by rivals who know that his family is his soft spot. Episode 10 might plant the seed of a season where Terry's loyalty is tested again and again, not just to Meech, but to himself and the life he wants for his family. That inner conflict will likely grow even stronger in Season 5. Another major setup could come through betrayal. If Episode 10 reveals that someone close to the brothers has been playing both sides, it would be the perfect cliffhanger to carry into the next season. A traitor inside the crew would mean that Season 5 starts with BMF already fractured, struggling to rebuild trust while also fighting off external threats. The finale could end with a shocking reveal, maybe a loyal soldier flipping to the feds, or someone feeding information to rivals that makes fans question everything they thought they knew about the crew. That kind of twist is exactly what gives the next chapter its fire, because it doesn't just change the stakes, it changes the entire game. Law enforcement is another storyline that will only get heavier in Season 5 if Episode 10 shows the feds tightening their grip. We could see the start of a long, drawn-out battle in courtrooms and on the streets. The finale might drop hints of indictments, investigations, or even an informant who could bring BMF down from the inside. By setting this up in the finale, Season 5 would have a clear through line: the Empire versus the law, survival versus collapse. This isn't just about the streets anymore, it's about Meech and Terry versus the system itself. Finally, Episode 10 could introduce or tease new power players who will dominate the next season. Whether it's a new rival crew, a dangerous cartel connection, or an ambitious ally who can't be trusted, the finale will likely end with a sense that the war is far from over. In fact, it may only be beginning. BMF is the kind of story where the stakes keep getting higher, and Season 5 is shaping up to be the moment when the Empire reaches its peak or starts its downfall. So what does the finale really mean for the next chapter? It means we're about to see a BMF that is bigger, bolder, and far more dangerous. Episode 10 isn't just an ending. It's a launchpad for a season where every choice matters more than ever, where betrayal cuts deeper, and where survival is no longer guaranteed. The last frame of the finale could leave us with one haunting question to carry into Season 5. Will Meech and Terry rise to become legends? Or will the empire they've built finally start to crumble from within?